Hi, my name is Isaac Archuleta, and I am the Executive Director of Spiritual and Relational Formation at Q Christian Fellowship. As you may know, the last several weeks I've been pumping out devotionals, getting us all ready for conference. The last two devotionals have been specifically targeting vulnerability and authenticity, and I cannot believe in these two facets of our human experience with more seriousness. It's one thing to bond to the facade, the spectacularity, the grandiosity, sometimes even the manipulation and the lies of another person. But when we're sharing vulnerability, we're actually connecting to the essence of who they are. So that's the first piece of vulnerability, is the relational intimacy piece. The second part of vulnerability ties us to authenticity. When we are able to show up in our most vulnerable, honest, genuine self, not only is someone able to bond to that part of who we are, but it actually changes our identity. If I express who I am, express my creativity, my authenticity, my spontaneous, whimsical personality, whatever it might be, that gives the other person the opportunity to see who I am, but also to give me feedback as to how that person, that presentation of who I am, is a blessing in their life. The more positive feedback I get from the safe and trustworthy people, the more affirmation I have about my relational offering, the more my identity is rooted in steadfast knowing. That's how we produce self-esteem and self-confidence. We are wired for community, and this is one of the most beautiful aspects of community that I can think of, is the way that it helps pull up and out that true definition of I am God's created child. And that takes us to authenticity. Authenticity is the ability, the willingness to show up in our full creativity. And what I mean by that is expressing God's creativity from the inside out. As some of you already know from the last conference and some of the devotionals, I am enamored with that idea of the Imago Dei. I am created in the image of God, the Imago Dei. I find this incredibly important because that imago, that image of God that we bear, oftentimes gets distorted. It gets twisted like a fresh ball of clay. When it gets twisted, it's actually distorting our identity, and we lose the knowing of that pure version of who we are. And this is why vulnerability is so important, because it actually takes that distortion and it puts it right back into its appropriate place. In other words, vulnerability helps perfect our authenticity. With conference coming just right around the corner, there's only 2 devotionals left because we're getting that close to conference. And at the bottom of every devotional, there's a link that you can click to submit your questions. Those questions come right to my desk, and I'll answer them in videos just like this. I can't wait to see those of you who are coming to conference. Bundle up, it's gonna be cold. Bye.